Hello, I'm Cindy with Wisconsin Voices for Recovery, and this is Speak Out on Stigma. Today we'll be hearing from Fred Garcia from the Waukesha County Department of Health and Human Services. Hi, Fred. How are you today?
Great, and thank you for having me.
Great, great. Absolutely. So would you share with us some of the stigmatizing language you've dealt with and how it made you feel?
Great question, Cindy. What I would start out with saying that I am a social worker by trade, a bilingual, bicultural social worker. And in my years of working with the community, especially with the Latino community, some of the stigmatizing language that I've heard over and over again is the word borracho, which means drunk in English. And so, I think that stigmatizing language made me feel uh, a sense of concern for individuals who are being labeled a drunk or borracho. We even have that in a game that we call Loteria, which is a national game of Mexico. And on that bingo card is El Borracho, the drunk. So it's so ingrained in Latin culture in many ways. And I think that stigmatizing language really doesn't allow people who are looking for recovery to be honest and open about what might be going on with them based on the fact that they feel like they may be called el borracho. And in some ways, it's a form of machismoism for the males, where in some cultures and in some families that's an expectation of men, like a rite of passage that you consume alcohol or drugs, mostly alcohol in this case. And I think that's really difficult for people to change that narrative.
It sounds like that stigma can cause a lot of barriers.
Mhm.
And what can communities do to reduce stigma and support people who are recovering from substance use?
Well, one of the things that I think we can do to reduce stigma in our community is to start having open conversations about, approved language, about being respectful of people who are in recovery, encouraging those who may be contemplating recovery to be and feel safe and able to do that and not feel judged by their family members, the community members. So and from my perspective, it really starts with using the right language. And so, how can we be more inclusive to those individuals who are seeking recovery, um, and more tolerant, understanding the ramifications of continued use and also the disease of addiction? And how can we share that information and do some psychoeducation with not only individuals who may not be involved in the AODA field, but regular clinicians that are working with families and youth and adults from a different perspective, to talk about normalizing some of that language in a way that's non-judgmental, and that could perhaps encourage recovery or either pre-contemplative thoughts of recovery, where people won't feel stigmatized as much in looking for that recovery for themselves.
Yeah, so what I'm hearing is sharing more information, making sure that information is widely available, educating people, and opening those doors of communication to allow people to step through them and have those conversations and understanding to seek support.
Yeah. One of the other things I think is important, Cindy, is that clinicians who are in the field of recovery, whether it's recovery coaches or clinicians doing some recovery work, is that they understand the cultural differences that might be in place for people of color, and other groups, LGBTQ plus, other groups that may have different thoughts or feelings about of some of the cultural differences that might be impacting recovery. So we have to educate clinicians as well who are providing the services to clients.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
The only thing that I would add is that I think it takes a village and it takes a community of people to really talk about stigma and the effects of stigma and how can we overcome stigma. And so the more that we have discussions like this to pique people's interest and to remind us all that there are small things that we can all do collectively that may have a bigger impact on stigma as it relates to recovery. And, my big motto is that, everyone has the right to recovery. And no matter what their differences are, what walk of life they come from, what some of their experiences and their challenges and their barriers might be, that everybody deserves a chance at recovery. So I think we have to keep that in mind as we all work collectively to deal with this issue of stigma.
Yeah, absolutely. And I agree, everyone does deserve a chance for recovery. And opening those doors to allow that to happen is really important. Thank you so much, Fred, for sharing your views on stigma. And thank you to our viewers for watching. Speak Out on Stigma is a forum to raise awareness about the harmful impact of stigma on those in and seeking recovery. Recovery is for everyone. Together, we can eliminate stigma. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. Thank you, and have a good day.
Thanks, everybody.